From the Walt Disney years to the golden age of Pixar, Disney has set the standard for animation. But when it comes to diversity and inclusiveness on screen, there has been, shall we say, a learning curve. Over the last 10 years, Disney has committed to better representation in its animated features. Movies like Moana and Coco, in addition to being excellent films, have been rightly praised for their cultural sensitivity, non-traditional protagonists, and innovative storytelling. But I'm here to talk about how Ralph Breaks the Internet, the Oscar-nominated sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, makes major strides towards equal representation and shows just how far Disney has come. 51% of the US population is female. So are 51% of moviegoers. And still, studio films average 2.3 male characters for every 1 female character. The Disney classics are no exception. Snow White has 2 named female speaking parts. Aladdin has 1. The original Toy Story? 3. The Princess and the Frog? 4. Even some Disney films about girls, like Frozen and The Little Mermaid, have more dialogue spoken by men, thanks in part to the studio's traditional formula of dead moms and wisecracking male sidekicks. The first Wreck-It Ralph is Ralph's story. Sarah Silverman's Vanellope is an important character, but Ralph's journey from outcast to open-hearted friend is the crux of the film. The female roles in Wreck-It Ralph are pretty great, but they are still outnumbered by male characters who have 70% of the dialogue. But Ralph Breaks the Internet, in spite of the title, is really Vanellope's story. Though the film is about her friendship with Ralph, she's the one who goes off on her own, questions her place in the world, makes a big life-changing decision. She even gets a song.
What can it be that calls me to this place today? This lawless car ballet? What can it be?
And when Vanellope and Ralph enter the internet, they find a world that's more or less half women. That includes Yes, voiced by Taraji P. Henson, and Shank, voiced by Gal Gadot. Both are aspirational characters who have major roles in the plot. And then there are the princesses. We'll get to them in a minute. Henson's character Yes, the head algorithm of the internet's biggest viral video site, is a black woman. Gadot's character Shank, the tough but tender gang boss in Slaughter Race and Vanellope's idol, has an Israeli accent. We see characters of different colors and ethnicities throughout Ralph Breaks the Internet. And though most of the cast is coded as white, including multiple non-white characters is still a big deal. In family films, only 17% of major characters on average are people of color, whereas the moviegoing audience, like the US population, is around 40% people of color. It's rare to see that reality represented in film, and women of color in particular are among the most underrepresented groups. By putting these characters on screen, Ralph Breaks the Internet is setting an example for how to make the world of an animated film look more like the world kids actually grow up in. Back to that princess scene, in which all 14 previous Disney princesses join Vanellope in gently skewering some of the studio's fairy tale tropes.
Do you have daddy issues? I don't even have a mom. Neither do we!
Besides being very funny, the scene, along with a follow-up in which the princesses essentially become a superhero team, shows Disney's willingness to take a critical look at its own past. As Vanellope herself, Sarah Silverman, told Yahoo Entertainment,
"You know, you can't erase a problematic past, but you can acknowledge it, internalize it, and be forever changed by it." And I feel like they do that, and I respect that so much.
The princess scene also demonstrates the value of listening to underrepresented groups when they tell you that you're getting it wrong. In the scene, the characters are inspired by Vanellope to ditch the gowns and put on comfy pajamas. Sarah Silverman saw early concept sketches and had a big problem with the way the clothes were being drawn.
I walked in one day and there were sketches, and there were like half shirts with tiny waists, and I go, "Oh God, please don't make it sexy sweats, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you on behalf of every little girl in this country, please don't do this." And they really did adjust it, you know, and I don't know if it was because of me or, you know, but I'm so grateful because That would have just made me so sad.
That's not the only change the animators made. Before the film was released, a trailer generated backlash by showing Tiana, Disney's first African-American princess, with lighter skin, a smaller nose, and natural black hair that seemed anything but natural. Under pressure from fans and voice actress Anika Noni Rose, animators went back to the drawing board and redesigned Tiana.
Listen to the people who support you. It's that simple. It's a no-brainer.
The Tiana controversy points to a larger problem behind the scenes. Disney Animation, like the industry as a whole, could use more women and people of color to help them create accurate characters from diverse backgrounds. But Disney is making some progress here too. Future animated films include projects being developed by Moana songwriter Lin-Manuel Miranda and Domi Shi, who directed the Oscar-nominated Pixar short Bao. For now, Ralph Breaks the Internet is a step in the right direction. And the fact that it made more money than the original Wreck-It Ralph supports the findings of several recent studies that more diverse casts and female leads actually do better at the box office. Because sometimes the best way to rebuild something is to wreck it!